QuickBooks provides sample sales forms that you can use to bill your customers. You can also change these forms to meet your specific business needs. For example, you might want to add your company logo or change the way the form looks. You can even choose to hide parts of the forms when you print and send them to your customers. Let's say you run a pool service company and want to create an invoice form personalized for your business. In this lesson, we're going to add a company logo, change the way the invoice looks, and modify some of the fields on the invoice. First, in the Customer section of the home page, click Invoices. The Create Invoices window opens. This is the form you use to fill out your invoice, but this is not how your invoice will look when you print it. To begin to make changes of what the printed invoice will look like, and to make changes to the invoice, click Customize. On the right side, you'll see a picture of what the invoice will look like when you print it. Let's start making changes to customize this invoice for your business. Let's start by adding your company logo. Click Use Logo. Choose the directory that has your company logo file and select the image. Then click Open. Your company logo can be a JPEG, bitmap, TIFF, or a GIF file. QuickBooks adds your logo to the invoice. If you don't like where it appears on the invoice, you can move it using the Layout Designer. We'll do that later. Now, let's change the way that your invoice looks. In the Change Font For box, click Labels. And then click Change Font. Here you can change the size, font type, and font style for all of the labels on the invoice. In this lesson, we'll simply make the labels bold. Any changes you make in this window are immediately displayed in the Preview window. Now, let's say your pool business charges a flat rate for all of its services. You can simplify this invoice by removing information that you don't need, like the quantity and rate fields. To remove or add information shown on the invoice, you click Additional Customization. In this window, you can add or remove fields to the different sections of the invoice. Your choices are organized into 3 sections: Header, Columns, and Footer. The checkboxes indicate which fields are being used, and if they are used, whether they appear on the screen when you fill out your invoices, and if they are printed on the invoice you will send to your customer. For your pool business, you don't need to see or print quantity or rate on your invoices, so let's remove them. Click the Columns tab. Clear the Screen and Printed checkmarks from the Quantity and Rate columns. Notice that the preview on the right shows how your changes affect the printed form. Finally, let's move your company logo to a better location on the invoice. Click Layout Designer. In the Layout Designer, you have much more control over where and how things look on your forms. Click and drag any object to move it somewhere else on the form. That's it. You've customized your invoice. And you can customize your other sales forms, such as sales receipts, statements, and estimates, in the same way. To learn more, see these related topics in the QuickBooks Learning Center. How to create an invoice in the Customers and Sales section, how to create a statement in the Customers and Sales section, how to generate a sales receipt in the Customers and Sales section.